Hello and welcome to Jody's Kitchen. I've had a request for the recipe for my delicious chicken risotto, but I've gone one step further and decided to make a whole how-to video on how to make this simple, easy dish. It's one of my favorites to make. There are many types of risotto: beef risotto, lobster risotto, and what I'm making tonight, chicken risotto. I try to keep my recipe as simple and easy as possible. And I have all the ingredients here in front of me, what you're going to need. First of all, fresh Parmesan cheese is a must-have. Has to be fresh. Olive oil, extra virgin. Arborio rice. Some chicken stock. White wine. Real butter. Of course, a glass of wine. Cooking has to be fun. We have some fresh ground chicken, fresh mushrooms, celery. It's my favorite thing to put in risotto. It has such a nice flavor. Red onion, any kind of peppers you want. I usually like to use rainbow peppers because I like a bit of color in my food. Fresh garlic. Don't use powdered garlic, not the same. Mince up some fresh garlic. And of course, a very sharp knife to chop all these lovely things. And the other things you're going to need, I have here a large saucepan to make the risotto in, a small pot to heat up the chicken stock, a small bowl, a spatula, and a ladle. And that's pretty much all the things you're going to need. So right now, my first step, I'm going to take my chicken stock, heat it up in the small pot, and then show you what else to do. Alright, I have diced up half of a large red onion, minced up 4 garlic cloves. I like a lot of garlic, and so does Ken. But you have to use at least 1 garlic clove. It's just not the same without this fresh garlic. And my chicken stock is heating up on the stove, and I have my large saucepan ready with a bit of olive oil. And right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to fry up my ground chicken with these onions and garlic. My chicken stock has come to a boil, so I've turned it down on low heat just to keep it warm until I need it. And while the chicken, onions, and garlic are cooking, I'm going to dice up my celery and peppers. Here I've diced up my peppers and celery. Very colorful. I think it helps the meal. Should have lots of color. If everything on your plate is brown, it's just wrong. And my chicken should be cooked by now. So, turn off my burner. Put this into a bowl and set it aside so I need later. Alright, now it's time to start cooking your rice. I've melted about 2 tablespoons of butter and a little bit of olive oil in the pan on medium heat. Then we're going to take 1 cup of the arborio rice and just toss it around and coat it with butter. Once it's all coated, you're just going to leave it. You want to kind of toast it. Stir around until it starts to darken, and it starts to look a little toasty, and then you're good to go. My rice looks all toasty now, so our next step, we're going to take some white wine, You could use anywhere from 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup. I like to use 1/2 cup. I just love the smell it makes when it goes in the pan. Alright, you're going to stir this around and then just let the wine evaporate. Once the wine evaporates, you're going to take your ladle and ladle in 1 ladleful at a time every few minutes or so until the rice absorbs all of this chicken stock. The wine is all gone. I'm going to grab my ladle and put my first ladleful of chicken stock in. Alright, and just let that sit there on medium until it's all absorbed. And in the meantime, I'm going to wash and chop my mushrooms. Alright, I've been adding my chicken stock 1 ladleful at a time. It's important to remember for it all to absorb before you add the next ladleful. So it's going to take 20-25 minutes before it's all incorporated into the rice. Now it's time for another one. It's really starting to smell good now. I'm going to put my mushrooms to the side because they'll go in at the end. And when my chicken stock I'm down to the last couple of ladlefuls, I'm going to throw my veggies in, gives them a chance to soften up and cook, and the flavors will go all through the rice. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for that last ladleful to absorb, I'm going to pour myself another glass. Because like I said, cooking should be fun. Pinot Grigio, my favorite. As the rice is cooking, I like to taste it once in a while. You may not need all the chicken stock. You can tell by the taste whether it's cooked enough. It's not cooked enough, so I'm going to have to add more. You don't want to wind up adding all the chicken stock and just having it turn to mush. It needs more. Alright, I'm down to my last couple of ladlefuls of chicken stock. So right now I'm going to throw in my celery and peppers. We'll let those cook and get those flavors going. Alright, let that absorb. Have another drink of wine. Cheers. Alright, I'm down to my last scoopful of chicken stock. So right now, this is pretty much almost absorbed. And I'm throwing my mushrooms. I have a lot of mushrooms. It doesn't really matter how much you put in, it just depends on what you like. I like to bulk up my recipes with veggies, mushrooms, healthy things like that. It makes it go a lot further. Stir in those mushrooms, keep it all warm. And right now I'm also going to throw in my chicken concoction, garlic and onions. It's all thoroughly mixed. And take my last little bit of chicken stock, pour it in, let that sit and cook until it's all absorbed. Alright, that's the last of my chicken stock. And it's pretty much all gone. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do another taste test. Because if you find your rice is just not cooked enough yet, which it should be, but if not, you can always add a little bit of water just to finish the cooking process. But this is perfect. I had just enough chicken stock. So now I only have one step left, and that's to add my Parmesan cheese. Alright, I've tied it up as best I can because my mother once told me the sign of a good cook is cleaning up your mess as you go. And my last step is to add some fresh Parmesan cheese. I like to add, you can add anywhere from a half a cup to a full cup. I like to add a full cup because cheesy risotto makes for a very delicious risotto. I usually don't use a measuring cup. I've made it so many times that I just kind of throw things in, but you can measure everything. Turn the heat off. Because right now you're just working with the heat of the risotto. Melt the cheese. And stir this very thoroughly. You don't want to bite into a big lump of cheese. Alright, it's well mixed. Very cheesy and steamy, creamy. I'm going to put the lid on, let it sit for 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm going to call Ken, tell him supper's ready, and he's going to be so happy. Our finished product, with a little bit of fresh pepper. Couldn't ask for a better meal. Thanks for watching another episode of Jody's Kitchen. I hope you try this risotto. It's very easy, very delicious. See you next time.